Yo, it's super late at night. I'm just shooting this real quick just because I haven't had a chance to sit down and write an update for everyone who is excited to jump into crypto right now, jump into DeFi. I've been kind of MIA. We had kind of a basin um, where there's really not much to do. Let me show you guys. Quick update. Um, Essentially, my last post when I went to Vegas, like in mid-July, is around here. Um, and then we've pretty much, I haven't really posted anything about this whole area here. Just because I remember in my last post, I said that I believed there needed to be a couple more months of a bear market. And, when you see a pump like this, 56%, like a lot of people are saying like, oh, this is like DeFi bull market, and like this is like a lengthened cycle where there's more time for people to jump into DeFi. I don't actually think that this is a real bullish run. I think it's an extended version of the bull run that we had earlier, and although I do think there might be an all-time high in the coming months, be in Q4 at some point. I don't really call it like a crazy bull run. I definitely don't think anyone should FOMO. I think right now is the perfect time to learn about different ecosystems, which is why I, for the last pretty much month, have been just all over AVAX. Um, Essentially around here, I was learning about AVAX. I posted a video on my channel, just kind of referencing Taiki, the guy that I watch on crypto. I link him all the time. I retweet him on Twitter all the time. If you guys aren't following me, definitely recommend you do, because his videos are incredibly high quality and they have so much good information. I learn so much every time I watch them. My job here, the reason you come to my channel, is to try and, if you're a beginner and you just feel overwhelmed with the information, my goal is to make it as simple as possible, but also not send you in blind. My goal, what's more important to me than you making money, honestly, is you understand what you're doing. I don't, you can make money buying random things and waiting for, just gambling, right? But that's not what we do here, right? The idea here is to have some kind of thesis, some kind of um, something that you're going to test, right? You're going to say, for example, oh, this is an accumulation phase for whatever coin, that I think is going to pop off in, a couple months. So I'm going to start slowly dollar cost averaging and building my bag so that when that time comes, I already have my position. I don't have to buy here, right? So for me, I had all of this time here to buy between 10 and 20 bucks, and I did it. Look at all this time over here. We had plenty of time. 10 and 20 bucks. For me back then, when I saw this, I said, okay, cool. If I see this 2x, that's all I need, But that's not really the right mentality. I should have had the conviction from before. It still could have been profitable. Just because I'm not making 10x, doesn't mean that, oh man, this is not a viable option. If I really think that it's going to provide unique utility and new ways to use DeFi, stuff like that, bring people in to try their ecosystem, then like obviously, at the market caps that it was before, it's like, man, all it needs is like a big, financial incentive. And we knew about AVAX Rush for a little bit. But yeah, anyway, when I kind of, I got onto it late, kind of late July. So my price position is right over here somewhere, $32. roughly. Or I guess must have been 36 if that's where I put it. This is just one of the trading view logarithmic long-term projections. I forgot what they call it here. It just gives you kind of bands to let you know how far from on track you are. It can help you with dollar cost averaging. You could use it as a way to kind of take profits and sell off. It's been working great for me. I know a bunch of people that use them. You know, these charts aren't absolute. I recommend if you really want a good one, I recommend you go to, you know, a lot of these developers for AVAX and stuff, they'll tweet out their charts and stuff like that, and you can just use those, right? Charting yourself is kind of just like you're just kind of scribbling to make sure that you have notes on how you perceive the market, right? So like for me, all I care about is staying on track to my projection of $150. I mean, again, this should go without saying, all of my videos, it's not financial advice, right? This is just what I think the price point is going to reach between now and the end of Avalanche Rush. I think at some point between now and Avalanche Rush, we're going to reach up here, right? So we have until pretty much the end of the year. I had, you know, calculated this like a while back. I haven't really moved any of these indicators because it's pretty much given me relevant information, right? It's not like they're unlocking anything crazy, but it is kind of giving me a pretty good perspective on how we're moving within these bands. I think I moved my chart. Let's make sure I didn't. But yeah, right. Obviously they're not exact, you know, and obviously, yeah, I think I might have accidentally moved something on my charts. That's actually really odd. Anyway, again, that's my point. Like these charts, they're just tools. You know, half the time when I look at these charts, you know, hide everything and then put it on a auto scale. Like, you know, that's for the most part. You know, I think here what we're looking at for Avalanche, again, these things are not absolute. It's just kind of giving you my perspective on the way that the market has been moving and trading this asset, right? I think there was a lot of hype. I think we're really, 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 really far up. Avalanche is maintaining momentum incredibly well. There have been a lot of farming things, just to name a few. I'll try to link some in the description of my blog post once we're done with this live stream. But just like off the top of my head, there was like Elk, right? Elk is a multi-chain bridge that has its own auto compounding farms. So, you know, I was doing a cool 100% APY for a couple weeks, or I think 2 weeks or something like that. Today things kind of changed because the big dog is finally here. It's finally here. I've been waiting. I haven't made a video because without this tool, it's just a lot harder for people to join DeFi. But I think now that it's here, I'm ready to tell everyone and anyone who's interested to hop on. There's just so many tools. Aave is here. Aave on Avalanche. Man, Aave's great. I learned how to use Aave on Polygon. I've never used Aave on Ethereum just because I don't have a big enough bag. The transaction fees destroy me. You know, I can't be paying $15, $20 a transaction. Polygon was really the first opportunity that I came across to participate in DeFi with these layer one solutions that are incredible. You know, it drops your fees to cents on the dollar. And even better, with Avalanche, it's just like a further optimized Polygon. You know, it has more hype, more developers right now, more liquidity providing incentives. It has a bunch of stuff. I do want to make, you know, this month, you know, last month in Avalanche, like a kind of a recap video for all the different Groups that I joined, I tried to learn as much as possible, joining their telegrams, reading their white papers, trying to understand the difference in tokenomics and yields and the utility that all of these different projects are providing. So that's a whole nother video. That's not really what the point of this is. The point of this is to just tell people who have been waiting for a course or waiting for more information about how exactly to get into DeFi easily and, with as much, with the lowest amount of risk possible for the conservative investors. I know a lot of the people that I speak to that have asked me for financial advice. The first thing I tell them is, I'm not, I read an article on Yahoo Finance the other day, and I just give them the headliner where it's like, no financial advisor wants to correlate their name with crypto just because of the volatility. For me as a finance student, as a person who likes crypto, likes technology, understands markets, and this has been my full-time hobby, full-time for, pretty much since the whole year, this whole quarantine pretty much. I've just been looking for an opportunity to hop in. So Avalanche, I found out about it early enough and knew enough about DeFi where I could hop in. Do I think Avalanche is like the easiest 2x right now? Probably not. Probably not. I don't think it's the easiest 2x right now. I think might take a little bit of time because we already have such a high evaluation and there's already so much money in it, and the initial upwards momentum most likely won't be there. So if you're looking for some kind of like Dogecoin flip, if the only interaction you have with crypto is like, oh, I'm gonna make 10x, 100x, I don't think that's the right approach. That's the right mentality, honestly. What does Avalanche have? Why Avalanche? Why go to Avalanche? Well, they have a huge mining incentive. Sorry, liquidity providing incentive. The Avalanche Rush is, I don't want to give you the exact number. I posted about it earlier. I think 150 million, 160 million. Here, let's just go. I'm streaming. Let's just check it out. AVAX Rush. Yeah, it should come up. I think my Twitter, I had something. Oh, here we go. This is a cool one. I saw this on Twitter. See, Aave has a $52 million Avalanche incentive, right? Curve has 18.5 million. I think DeFi, I think Banky already went through it. I think I did make a video on Banky. I'm not 100% sure. I would have to check, but I think I already made a video on it. See, even Sushi's coming on, Pangolin. Yeah. Anyway, there's a lot of money and financial incentives for people to come and try the ecosystem. What does that mean? What does that mean, come and try the ecosystem? Well, just a quick, I don't want to go too deep into it, but I do want to make these videos as focused as possible. I know that this is already like a difficult topic for a lot of people to watch a 10, 20, 30-minute video, and I'm already 14 minutes in, right? But just quick. These networks are called layer 1 solutions because they work right on top of Ethereum, right? You're using the same programming, the same smart contracts, the same development language and stuff like that. So the people who are already familiar with Ethereum development and have been doing that for previous years and have a lot of experience, they can really naturally come to Avalanche or Phantom or Binance Smart Chain, right? These are all layer 1 solutions, right? This right here, what we're looking at is these people are receiving financial incentives and can be a pretty good bet that that's where a lot of the money is going to go in those ecosystems, right? I was really hesitant to help people get into DeFi a month ago because you had to learn what a bridge was. Now you don't need a bridge. Now you can buy directly from Coinbase and have your money directly on the Avalanche ecosystem. But about a month ago, that was not the case. You know, a month ago, you'd have to buy Ethereum, put it on a bridge, pay a transaction fee, and then swap back over into Avalanche. And then from there, diversify all of your assets into the different projects that you want to go to, and blah, 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 blah. And that's fine. Like, you know, if you know what you're doing with DeFi, it's really not a big deal. It's a pretty good bridge. But now it's just infinitely easier. Now you just go Coinbase, buy AVAX, and then you already have it on the Avalanche ecosystem. You deposit it here into Aave. You receive this right here that they're offering you, essentially 7.81% APR. So that's pretty good. Right off the bat, that's pretty good. And the reason it's good compared to the rates that other places are offering is just because what Aave has that other DeFi banks don't have is the ability for me to go AFK for a full calendar year and come back and not be scared that, oh man, all my money's gone. Or, oh man, you know, the governance token didn't do so well, so people left the ecosystem and the incentives drop, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of things that can happen with a lot of these newer projects, but just look at the other markets that Aave has. If you're new to Aave, just in case. I'm going to assume this is going to be the first video that a lot of people are going to watch of mine that's DeFi related, just because it's the first time that I make a video since that little basin that we had, you know, since that little spike that we had. Again, I'm still kind of, I want to say bearish, right? But what I am is incredibly cautious about calling this, you know, time to expect new all-time highs, right? I'll get into why I think that in another video, because that's more Bitcoin and Ethereum focused. But again, back to DeFi. Avalanche Rush is out. Aave is here. You know, there's a direct on-ramp from Coinbase. If you buy Avalanche on Coinbase, all you have to do is like send your money here. It's one transaction. It's probably going to cost you 10 cents, maybe 20 cents. You know what I mean? If you're going to like transfer to your wallet of choice and then here, I mean, I guess it would be 2 transactions, but that's nothing. You know, I paid $35 to bridge on here. Doesn't matter because, you know, since then I have capital gains on my crypto that, you know, has obviously been incredibly profitable. But yeah, Avalanche Rush. What do you do once you have your money on Aave, right? On Aave, you want to deposit assets. I mean, you know, again, this is a guideline. This is what I do. This is how I kind of perceive it. But you're going to be you want to have something compounding always, right? You want to have a position in an asset that you own, right? Most likely it's going to be your longest position. So for me, I am long Avalanche, right? I still think it has a lot of room to grow. I bought it at pretty cheap. I like where we're at. I think we're slightly undervalued at 60 whatever dollars we're at. I could easily see us going back to 70s. I could easily see us putting in a new all-time high, especially now that Aave's here. Who knows how much money is going to come into the ecosystem? That's me though, right? So I deposit my Avalanche and I receive my, what did we say it was? 7.81%, which is fine, man. That's like outperforming the average, you know, newbie trader, right? They have studies around the place. Then, you know, a good investment, you're making 10, 12, 15, you know, it depends on the amount of work. It depends what kind of investment it is. You know, there's a million things you could take into consideration in terms of inflation and stuff like that. But what I like about crypto is that, let's say I'm making 3.14%. Well, it just went down. Look at that. Live. People are flooding in with money. But yeah, anyway, these rates will go down. Doesn't matter. It's still going to be way more than what I'm going to earn in a savings account. It's still going to be way more. I mean, you know, do your own research. Look, go to your local bank and ask them how much they'll pay you to have your money locked up for a year. They're definitely not going to give you these rates. These rates are really, really good. But what makes it even crazier is the borrowing. You deposit your long positions. For me, it's Avalanche. For you, for the average person, even for myself, is advice I should take that I haven't taken, and it's really bit me in the ass. But like, man, if I go back in time, dude, dollar cost average Bitcoin and Ethereum. If you don't even have that much money, just dollar cost average Bitcoin and just deposit it here and borrow things off. Don't let yourself get liquidated, obviously. What this website allows you to do is collateralize loans, right? What that means is you give them an underlying asset. God forbid that you're borrowing something whose value completely outgrows your collateral, they'll just take your money. You don't have to. They'll take care of that debt. You're saying it's all automated. The smart contracts will make sure that Avi gets its money. You know what I mean? It's not like you don't have to be scared about like, oh man, there's like a credit score or something. It's all collateralized loaning. So you put your long positions. You're earning an APY with a bonus APR and the Avalanche Rush. And look at these borrow. Look at this. So it costs you 8.15% to borrow Avalanche, but they're offering 10.15% to borrow. So essentially, you're getting paid 2% to borrow. You're being paid to borrow. No, that's not too good to be true. I know that the initial, I have a lot of people. I tell that to them, and they're like, "Oh, that makes me sus. That makes me skeptical. That makes me kind of a little scared because it's like, oh, it's too good to be true." And it is too good to be true. So it's not going to be true for long. So you got to get in here. That's just what it is, man. You got to get in here. Even if they're paying you 1% to borrow, it doesn't matter. Who cares? It's not the point. The point is that you're not accruing any additional debt while holding those assets. If anything, you're actually farming Avalanche. So for me, someone who's long on Avalanche, hearing about these financial incentives paid in Avalanche, this is a dream for me. I am so happy. Excited. I had an exam today. I had my corporate finance exam, midterm. And I was bummed out because I was like, man, I really need to cram and study for this, but I really just want to go crypto crazy. Yeah, crypto crazy. Dump all the money that I can afford to put into financial assets. Obviously not going to do anything dumb, but it's been a profitable month for me, and I'm trying not to take out that money from the ecosystem because there's so much you can do with your money on here. Your money's just always working for you while you're sleeping. Like I had 2 weeks where I had work, then I got sick, now I have midterms, and I really haven't had as much time as I normally do to do all my research and do my charting and read the news and all of these things. So I was a little worried, but I came back and my money was working the whole time. I love that. I'm just going to show you my dashboard. I don't think I'm really supposed to, but we're a small channel. We're a small blog. I don't really think it's a big deal. 1391. This is literally just all of my profits from Avalanche. Essentially what ended up happening is I did an initial buy of Avalanche. It went up. Let's see here. Whoops. Whoa. Yeah, let's see. So roughly August. Just says July. August, July. That's odd. Somewhere here. Yeah. So I've had opportunities to take profits. I've had opportunities to take money out. I've bought NFTs. There's a lot of things that I've been doing on the ecosystem that I'm super excited to share with you guys. But my point being is like, this is all extra money. For me, I'm looking to take on this risk for you guys. I'm trying to learn as much as possible. I'm trying to have money in as many ecosystems as possible moving forward. That's my goal. What happened with Avalanche, I want to prep you guys for every single ecosystem coming up. I want you guys to know what Phantom is. I want you guys to know what Terra is, because that's the next, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever X. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to put a singular number on it, but like in terms of flipping for huge capital gains, that I think the AVAX ship has sailed, but that doesn't mean that you can't participate in this awesome ecosystem to prepare yourself for the next big flip. So before I let you guys go, let me just show you guys that are a little bit more experienced in DeFi some good info in terms of what you can do. Curve is on Avalanche. They are offering 46% a year on a 3-way liquidity pool with stablecoins. Awesome. That's definitely what I'm looking at. The only way I can justify taking a lot of risks if it's money that I've gained from a more stable cash flow. So what I would probably do is something like have long positions in Aave, borrow stable coins because you're getting paid to borrow them right now. Deposit those same stable coins into liquidity pools, and then from there it kind of goes everywhere, right? You could either you could farm on different ecosystems, right? I could do cross-chain farming. It's definitely a 2021 thing. It's not outlandish, right? I have money on Phantom. Let's say I borrow $600 in stable coins on the Avalanche ecosystem. I can just move them over to Curve on Phantom and take advantage of some of these awesome rewards that they're giving. And because again, remember that the more people that flow into this, obviously your returns are going to be less unless you're a whale or something, right? Like your portion of the transactions and liquidity is going to be much smaller, right? So not going to be nearly as profitable for you. But if you go to different ecosystems, each ecosystem requires liquidity. So Phantom is still very much in its infancy, and I think they've been on Curve for a little bit. I'd have to check Twitter, but this came out yesterday, right? But this has been out here for a little bit, and you got $2 million in the Tri Crypto USDT Wrap Bitcoin Wrap Ethereum, right? The pool you have here, and it's paying pretty well, man. I mean, yeah, in terms of seeing this info, sometimes these websites are really bad, but essentially what they're telling you here is that the rewards on Phantom, you're going to receive additional Curve tokens and wrapped Phantom tokens. And right now, I mean, Phantom is at $1.44. It's a lot of room to grow. Honestly does. It really does. So you could start accumulating coins now, right? Let's say you have $1,000, you know what I mean? And with those $1,000, you have a 20% APY, and you leave it for 6 months. So you accumulate something let me think. That would be say with 1,000, it'd be 100. $100 worth of Phantom, maybe. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't really sound like a lot, but the opportunity here is you're earning your interest at the current market price of Phantom, and while you could at the end of the year just kind of liquidate your your token and take your profits, you could also hold them. I mean, you acquired them by providing liquidity, right? I mean, they really should not be required. Like, you shouldn't be like, oh man, I really need to sell this or I'm not going to break even because of XYZ. That's really not the right perspective. You also have to see the opportunity that the coins that you're receiving for free right now are kind of undervalued. If you just hold on to them until Phantom has its opportunity to shine, then you're going to have an edge on other people. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be that person who acquired AVAX at $10 or whatever, And that's the opportunity that I want to present to you guys, because I feel like once you're there, like, it's really hard not to make money, right? If you really plan things well enough far ahead, like, it's really hard not to make something. I am a student. I want to remind everyone, I don't know who's watching this. I don't know if it's just going to be my friends. I don't know if it's going to be my people on Discord. I don't know if it's going to be family. I don't know if it's going to be random people who find this through like some SEO thing or Twitter or whatever. But what I do want to say is what I love about crypto personally is that this is kind of a scalable solution to generate cash flows for people that just like technology, like crypto. Traditionally in the world, it's like you want to create cash flows. It's like, people kind of gravitate towards like real estate. Real estate is great. But I understand that in the modern world, it's like, credit scores and mortgages and stuff like that can kind of complicate things. So the way that crypto approaches collateralized loans and the way that crypto gains are incredibly scalable based on your investment size. I used to say prior, I might have it on my channel, like if you have less than $350, you're not even going to be able to move on the Ethereum network, like, because you're going to lose 10% of your bag every time you move, right? So it's just like not possible. But with Avalanche, like, unless you only have $5, like, if you have at least like, I don't even know. I mean, 50, $100, like, it's 20-cent transactions. Like, it's a lot more accessible. You can mess around a lot more. You can learn more comfortably. For people who are coming in new, like, you just dollar cost average any asset that you like. Don't get so caught up on the DeFi thing. If you're new, if you don't have any bag in anything, that's the first thing that I recommend you do. It's just like fall in love with one coin, fall in love with one network, fall in love with something, become a Bitcoin maxi, Ethereum maxi, whatever it is, and just start there. Learn about your coin, slowly accumulate that coin, and then once you have kind of like some say in like the crypto space, right? Like, you need a bag. Once you have a bag, then we can talk about maximizing how to make your assets work for you and create you this awesome, it's cringe, but passive income that you can just completely AFK. You don't have to be at your computer. You're away from keyboard, right? I don't know, you do school or you work or whatever. You have a regular job, you know what I mean? But like, you're not taking calls or sending emails about this stuff, right? You just put them in, take your yields, and that's it. It's really not. So there are, again, so I do want to clarify though. Although I approach this from my perspective of how much money can I make consistently, safely, and a scalable solution? For me, I'm young, and stability and having kind of a nice, strong flow of cash flows is really, really attractive to me, especially because I've been applying for jobs and I've been looking for places to work, but man, there's nothing like having ownership of your time. What I enjoy doing is this. You know what I mean? I like doing my blogs. I like doing my videos. I like doing my crypto, my Discord, stuff like that. I love being on the computer. I love reading news, and eventually, once my crypto is more stabilized, and once we actually um, go into a less active area in this cycle, eventually I'm going to learn more about, doing stock portfolios and buying bonds and other financial assets to kind of diversify a little bit how I'm making my cash flows. But for this, crypto is so good. Like in terms of just generating, like if you have 10 grand, you know what I mean? You have 10, 15K and you just dump it into Bitcoin, right? At the next dip, whatever, if you're that kind of guy, or you dollar cost average to get your position as close to optimal as you can, right? And then you just borrow assets off of your 15K in Bitcoin and farm liquidity positions. That's like when you think about the math behind it, you're generating so much just free yield just for doing nothing. Like just for being creative with what assets you have in your bag. That's it. That's really all that it is. Video's getting a little long. I keep looking at the timer at 36 minutes. I do hope that you guys made it through the video. I hope that there was some good update information. I am looking to make some kind of way for people to ask me questions and get quick responses from me. I think it would be a great way for me to interact with people who are potentially interested in my brand or DeFi. And it would be a great way for you guys to get quick responses. I could help you guys, when you're in the process of trying these things out. Obviously, if I get a question a million times, I'll just make a post about it and link you to it, which is like the end goal here. I'm not necessarily going to like write a new post for every question that people have. I might just direct you to resources. But yeah, it would be a Telegram. Telegram is like kind of the place to be for DeFi. Twitter and Telegram are really, really big. If you don't follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter. If you don't have Telegram, I recommend you join it just because most of these projects have a Telegram page. Scroll to the bottom, Telegram, see? Even like the more obscure ones, like most of these, I mean, this is kind of an exception. But yeah. Most it's medium, which is it's like a, what do you call it? It's like a Twitter-esque style article consumption platform. You might be familiar with it. I was not familiar with it until I started doing the crypto thing. But Medium is good, Telegram is good, and Twitter is good. Those are all great. You get lots of like very current information from people closely working with the group, and you can very quickly find out whether the project is doomed or not. Just by the way that like developers are talking about the project, just the way that developers are introducing things. Yeah, is there anything else? Oh, the Telegram like chat or whatever, I want to make it free. But the problem is that I just don't have enough time in my day to respond to everyone's message in a timely manner. Like, I haven't even made a Telegram. I'm just answering questions on Discord. And every time that somebody joins my channel and they ask me, what is this? How do I get involved? If I have money, can I just give it to you and you invest it for me? The answer is like, it's a long answer for answer one. For answer two, it's like, there's a lot of things you can do. And then as far as me investing for you, that's not going to happen, right? So what I might do is put it behind like a $4.99 or like a $2.99, like a coffee, you know what I'm saying? Something like, just so I can weed out people who really need that one-on-one message versus like, I was thinking maybe having like a public Telegram. Like a public Telegram, and then one where like I'm always refreshing, and I love my Telegram. I don't even know if it's open, but let me just show you what my Telegram kind of looks like. I love Telegram, and I'm gonna try my best to be as active as possible to give you guys some really good information as quickly as you guys ask for it. Really, I mean, I am gonna post. Uh, Regardless of whether I have one Telegram or two Telegrams, that information will be posted later this week on my website, carloslenis.com. It's back up. I know it was down for a little bit of time, but I wasn't posting on it, and we, really didn't have that much traffic. I was kind of busy. My capital is kind of allocated elsewhere, as you can imagine. But everything's back up. We're back fully functional, and I'll have more information about how to join the Telegrams and where to find, you know, information. The public Telegram, whether it's one or two of them, doesn't really matter. They're always going to be receiving pretty much like, call it like push notifications or push messages of financial incentives, new liquidity pools, new projects coming out and stuff, so that we can have a conversation about them, because I want you guys to hear about these things as soon as I do, so in case maybe I'm at school or working or in the middle of an exam or whatever in life, someone else in our community can read about it, stalk their Twitters and read their white paper and stuff. And yeah. So look, we have Elk Finance, talked about earlier, some NFTs that I became a project with. This is a project that I lost a bunch of money in, so I was curious as to what they were saying in the Telegram. Payment Finance is a project that I got in super early on, and I have a bunch of governance tokens, and I'm kind of waiting for a good time to exit, just because I don't like the direction that they're taking their platform. It's just kind of higher risk than what I am interested in participating in, but if you're a more aggressive trader, it might be interesting for you. I have to join the Wall Street Bets Telegram just because I love reading what these guys put every day. They're so funny. And then this is the Ben Cohen Telegram channels. I've talked about him before, and I link him all the time. If you don't know who he is, just give him a quick Google. Ben Cohen, into the cryptoverse. It's got really, really good information. I don't mind sending you guys there because it's not really information I'm going to provide for you, but it is information that you should consume. Really, really is. Gives you kind of like a bigger picture perspective on market movements based off of Bitcoin dominance. I know I keep saying like I'm going to cut this off, but I keep looking at my screen. There's so much I want to catch you guys up on. I know it's a little information overload, but you guys can rewatch the video. Watch it at half speed, or leave a comment, tweet at me if anything was too convoluted or confusing or anything, and I can explain it or make another video or a post. But yeah, last thing is this. I promise, last thing. I showed you both curves, right? But on top of that, it's not just the layer 1 solutions where you can earn these yields. You can also go to completely different ecosystems, right? Like the Terra ecosystem is not a layer 1 solution, but is an entire ecosystem primarily created to maximize the whole stable coin crypto space, right? Like the UST and what Anchor has done is more developed than a lot of protocols that I've seen on other places. The rates that they're offering and the see, I always do this every single time I put Anchor, thinking I'm really I don't know why I get surprised when I see an anchor, you know what I mean, like a real boat anchor. Anyway, this is their Aave, and they made it from scratch. This is not copy pasted, and it's got a bunch of different utility and stuff that you can learn about, and the way that the coins interact and how they do collateral. It's really, really interesting. If you're more advanced into DeFi and you're looking for the next big thing, or if you're a math person, I've met some accounting and finance students that I talk to, like just friends in college, and they're really intimidated by DeFi, crypto, and stuff like that. If you are like a STEM person, a money person, and you don't mind taking on some risk to be the pioneers of these new ecosystems, I recommend you try them. They're really interesting. It's what I enjoy doing, right? I don't mind taking this risk. I don't mind losing a little money, because what I'm learning is so valuable and will help me further down the road. This People are talking about it being a top 5 coin. You know, being up there with Cardano, obviously. Cardano's obviously the other option, right? Like this is the Terra ecosystem, which has Anchor, and you can, you know, auto compound stable coins, and you can buy tokenized versions of stocks, right? So it's like really attractive to like a traditional like finance person, really. But with like Cardano, you have the opportunity to get into like a young Ethereum. Sorry, hold on. Kind of fighting off a cold a little bit. Anyway, with Cardano, it's like a young Ethereum. They're trying to take down all of it. It's like a hedge, the primary competitor, the primary like, you know, they're gunning for top dog. They're definitely not going to. They don't want to be some fad layer one solution. So they're really developing, and they're taking a lot of time to bring in financial incentives and make their own bank, money market, and stuff like that. It's still very in its infancy, but this is an opportunity for people who want to take a little bit more risk. Load up on Luna, man. Load up on Cardano and start using these things. These things are so cool. I'm already at 46 minutes. I need to cut it off, but it's exciting. It's 6:30 in the morning. I've been up since midnight, kind of figuring out what my strategy is going to be for me personally. I'm going to go a stable coin, right? A stable coin route, and then go cross chain. That is what I'm going to do. I'm going to chase yields in different ecosystems. I'm going to learn as much as I can about DeFi. It's not really like oh, take the most aggressive strategy to flip and make money as fast as possible. That is really not the perspective that I hold. I want to learn about DeFi. I'm going to give you guys information about how to learn and participate in DeFi. I'm going to give you guys some strategies that you can use to generate some safe passive income, but I'm not really looking to shill any volatile products for you guys, because I understand there's a lot of beginners. There's a lot of people who kind of want to go risk off. You know, there'll be a time and a place for me to very clearly convey this is a high risk, you know, investment. But these things that I've talked about so far, there's no risk here. Like aside from holding the native token of the ecosystem that you're on, like if you're on Avalanche, you have to hold Avalanche, right? So you're going to be exposed to that risk. Aside from that, you could just function only with stable coins and you would be fine, right? It'd be a little tricky, but you'd be fine. You'd definitely be fine. There are very low risk ways of making money. And yeah, that's it. I'm tired. I'm rambling. It's 6:30. I hope to give you guys some written posts that you guys can also read to kind of make this long rambling a little bit more streamlined in a way. But it's just been a long time. You know, there's been so much to cover, so much has happened. So, I don't know. You guys should have expected a 50-minute video. Yeah, I think that's really it. I think I'm ready to end stream. Just go ahead and pull up my website because you guys haven't seen it. carloslonas.com. Right here. See, my last post was my Vegas trip. You guys didn't see these? Really cute pictures. Got some colorful rocks in the sand, in the desert. Look at these beautiful, beautiful hotels, casinos. You know, the old strip. Mountains are beautiful. Flowers. A great time. Good pictures. Throw me a like. No, I'm kidding. You don't have to. I'm gonna post my blog post on here anyway. You might as well read them if you're on here, but you don't have to. Obviously, I'm gonna have a tab right here, up smack in the middle. It says DeFi. Where you guys can click. It'll be more streamlined. It'll just be tutorial kind of information. I'll direct you to places like Investopedia and Taiki and the people that I use to learn, so you guys can you know, go on this adventure with me. Also, I do have to show this though. I do have to show you this because I don't think I've actually mentioned it. like in a video on my blog, and I'm literally out of time. Like I'm at 50 minutes. But all I'm gonna say, this is not a Pokemon channel, but all I'm gonna say is 20th anniversary boxes come out in December. That's all I'm gonna say. That's it. That's really all I'm gonna say. Sign up for my website. It has a Mailchimp um, database that you can put your email in, so I can have your email to send you promotions or tutorials or programs, stuff like that. Um, yeah, that's it. I think I'm done. I'm gonna upload this to YouTube. Make sure that the VOD isn't awful. Make a post. Hope you guys got a lot of good information for this. Please, please, please do just shoot me a question. That's honestly the upsides of joining my community so early, and kind of you're taking that exploratory trip to see if I have any useful content. And if you give me that opportunity, you reach out with some questions. I promise I'll try my best to give you guys really good info. And anyone that posts questions, most likely their answer and the question will turn into a post, just so I don't have to keep repeating it, so people in the future get the same high quality answer. But yeah, that's about it. That's about it. And streams too. If you guys are curious about the whole streaming thing, I want to stream really regularly, and I have Streamlabs set up. Right, I have the computer set up. I have everything set up. It's just the problem is, for me, creating DeFi content comes really naturally to me, while playing video games, watching shows, and stuff like that. It's kind of hard for me to create high quality content at that kind of pace where I'm going live 3 to 5 times a week. I do need time, to research. I can't go live Throwback Thursday and DeFi Friday and Saturday and have super high quality content. That's why, like, on Thursday I'd be AFK playing a game, and then on Friday I would do my weekly recap, and then on Saturday I was gonna play games again. But just with the game thing, I got copyright striked every single time. Like, I mean, aside from Pokemon, right? I can play Pokemon on stream. I've done that before. But like I tried playing Earthbound, and I got my video muted, and I got my YouTube video demonetized and stuff. Like, it was just annoying. It's just really annoying. So I'm just stick to the crypto thing, give you guys less content but higher quality, while also providing you guys a way to contact me directly. But that's it. I'm gonna stop rambling. 53 minutes and 7 seconds. Super long. I'm so sorry. I hope I didn't put you to sleep. It's worth it. I promise.